Hey, everybody. It is Tuesday morning, and we are jumping in and we're going to cover the profit flywheel for recruiting. This is going to be a live that Chris and I are going to jump on and do every Tuesday. Right now, we're going to do it Tuesday mornings, but we're going to do it every Tuesday, and we're going to answer some really hot button questions that we see people struggling with when it comes to recruiting. So we're super excited. We're going to bring and show you guys the strategy that we use at WootRecruit to really help become a more profitable recruiter, to hire more profitably. I don't even know if that's proper English. But we're excited to dive in to show you guys these things. We're live streaming across various platforms. If you have recruiting, hiring, retention, culture questions, if it's an employee question, drop it in the chat and we'll be happy to try to answer it on this live or on a future live. So we can jump right in, and we want to answer a question that was submitted. Chris, do you have the question?
I do. So the question was, how do I get overstaffed tomorrow?
Great question. So how do you get overstaffed tomorrow? So I'm going to pop up our profit flywheel for recruiting. And these are the most important steps when it comes to recruiting. Now, there are steps within the steps, but this is a high-level overview of what we use at WootRecruit to make sure that we deliver and provide results. That being said, we are at WootRecruit, we are not an ATS. I have a very strong stance on what I think about ATSs. And, I just feel that ATSs are barbarically outdated and slow. So you have to ask yourself, or whatever software you're using, are they using an ATS to help me recruit? That could be one of the reasons you're feeling that slowness, right? You're feeling stuck. But let's jump in, Chris, and talk about how can I get overstaffed tomorrow? What are some suggestions that you have that we can get to short? Because these are going to be short, 15 or 20 minutes to the points.
Yeah, so for me, getting overstaffed tomorrow really all boils down to, one thing is that we're making it too long to get results, point blank. And so, the first thing that pops into my mind is really just creating opportunity as fast as possible and not getting in your own way. This might end up looking, Libby, and you might have some great things to say about this, but it might end up looking like, just speeding up that process and just skipping the steps that really, if you take a look at it, aren't really necessary.
Yes. So my stance, and I did a video about this yesterday, is that when we're trying to get overstaffed, when we're struggling, when we're in the field, someone had posted a question up here. This is a Facebook question I took. And when you're this person, you're in the field, you're overstaffed, you have 100 applications to go through. Speed is what you need for your competitive edge. Like, at the end of the day, we are not in the industry of cutting lawns and cleaning houses and cleaning buildings. And we are in the business of recruiting. And the business that figures that out, that we're in the business of recruiting, and that the people or the companies that can recruit the best, the top talent, the fastest, will be the ones that win. And I thought that this was a great question. This person's like, I don't understand that always be recruiting. Well, this is how we become overstaffed tomorrow. We have to change our mindset. It was a pre-COVID way of thinking, of saying, I only need to recruit when I need someone. But now I need to recruit all the time. This is how I stay staffed. This is how I get staffed. This is how I also cut my recruiting costs down by 50%. I would like you guys to hear that. If you're always recruiting, if you're using an RPO type of system, which what WootRecruit is, or if you're doing it yourself, you're going to cut your recruiting costs down by 50%. You're going to be 40% faster to hire than your competitors. So to always, right, to be staffed tomorrow, to me, what this means, and I don't care if you're using technology, if you're doing it yourself, if you're doing it manually, is that you have to go back to the old school ways of doing it. It's going to be messy. It's going to be disorganized. You're going to throw crap on the wall and see if it sticks. I paused because I knew that Facebook just bleeped me out. And see if it sticks. And it's not about perfectionism. It's not even about quality at this point. It's about pure volume. Are people looking at my ads? Right. So up on our profit flywheel, we can show, are people looking at my ads? What kind, and this is some of our stats from some of our actual WootRecruit customers. Are people looking at my ad? I got to get it up. It's got to be fast. I got to be fast to give an interview opportunity. So for someone who needs to become staff tomorrow, you just have to stop everything else, stop the noise, stop the extra work, even stop reaching out to your customers. Unless it's urgent, but you need to devote that focus and that attention to recruiting. Like you need to, because one thing I learned is that if I hire great staff, they take care of my customers. The noise subsides. So we just need to stop with distractions, stop with busy work. And Chris, what's the question that you ask me all the time? This is a great question for every entrepreneur. This is a writer downer.
Oh gosh, you put me on the spot here. What do I say? Because I say a lot of things.
It's the time value question.
Yes. Is this worth your time?
Is it worth your time? Like everything from, going out and buying your own supplies for your business versus hiring quality talent versus taking a sales call versus dealing with a complaint. Is it worth your time? Are you the only one that can do it? Because if recruiting is your number one issue, it needs to be your number one focus. And this is a great company here. This example is a $3 million company. They got 1,300 applications that qualified. So no human can possibly go through 1,300, right? This is a WootRecruit customer. But that being said, on our profit flywheel, if you need to become staff tomorrow, the first thing you need to do is stop doing everything else and focus on recruiting. This is such a large topic, a large question, but we cannot give 100% of our attention to multiple things. And if you want quality talent, quality hires, you need to stop doing those other things, or you need to put someone in charge of your recruiting that has the dedicated time and focus to do it and to do it fast. Because if we do it wrong, we know that at the end of the day, it hurts our profit and our bottom line.
And so, Libby, with this, circling back to the how to get overstaffed tomorrow and just get it done. Two ways that you can think about, the state of your business right now, and that's either at a revenue deficit, meaning that you're turning money away, and again, that's because you're not taking action. Or you can be in a revenue potential, which is that you have so much money available to you by closing those deals because you already have the staff you need. So you can pick or choose whichever one you want. But I would rather be in a revenue potential state in my business.
Yeah. I mean, there's two choices. You can have the stress of being understaffed and turning that work away, or you can have the stress of being overstaffed and having to hustle, get off our butts, and go find them work. So you pick your stress. But one of the ways that you get overstaffed tomorrow is purely through the hustle, right? Through the hustle. I hate to tell you this, if you're not a WootRecruit customer, we can't even get you staffed tomorrow because there's time to set it up, right? It takes about 5 to 7 days. So if you're in desperation mode, it's just like when we're in desperation mode with sales. It's time for that guerrilla tactic. You got to get out, hit the pavement, post on your job, post on Facebook groups, make sure you're posting on all the job boards possible, telling friends, family, because there's various ways of recruiting. And we just think, oh, like we have to go to Indeed, or, oh, I just have to go to a Facebook group. You have to hit all of them. And you can get staff tomorrow if you have that hustle and you're willing to do those things. So any last words, Chris, before we wrap up on our live? We've been on for about 10 minutes. We're trying to keep this short to about like a 15-minute segment every Tuesday morning. If you have your questions, bring them. And we'd love to hear more from you. Anything else, Chris?
No, I think just really the takeaway being just get it done is it doesn't have to be perfect.
Just get it done. So the other thing I wanted to share, and I just dropped it in the chat, is I'm giving you guys a free tool, and this free tool will help you get staff tomorrow. It's going to help you figure out, how do I maximize my time when it comes to the interview process? They take forever, right? I'm wasting my time waiting on people to not show up. I've been there. I've done that. So we dropped in a free tool. It has, I think, 4 video trainings in it. And it's a free tool. It'll help you get unstuck when it comes to your recruiting, whether you don't know how to figure out your own employee turnover or employee attrition, because you need to know what that is so that you know at what rate to hire or what rate to interview. It's going to help you figure out how to maximize your interview times. How can I interview more efficiently using less time, right? And there's also the 5 core pillars, and that training is amazing. And there's another one, but I can't even remember what it is. So we just dropped that link in there. If you're interested or you're struggling with your hiring process, this is a great tool to give you a quick jump start. Again, I'm Libby with WootRecruit. Chris?
And I'm Chris.
And we will see you guys next Tuesday morning.
Bye, guys.